From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
The name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. I don't know why, but you are.
What's going on, nerds? Welcome to this week's episode of the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. We are talking about the X-Men animated universe, X-Men from 92 to 97, and then the rebirth of it and the continuation of it, X-Men 97 on Disney Plus. Joining me today, as you guys have seen regular words now at this point, it is the one and only Mr. Cover Art himself, James Fair.
I almost flipped you guys off. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Well, you didn't, so thank you. And then the one, the only, the source material. Hi, Rob.
Hi, everybody.
Literally, I was texting him earlier, and he's like, this makes no sense. Why couldn't the movies just depict this? Which, I know you have a lot to say. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. James, I'm going to start this question with you because I know you were relatively excited for when Disney Plus picked up the continuation of this. What was that reaction like when you heard that we were going to see what happened from the end of X-Men on?
I was damn near excited because, like, it's weird to get picked up after you were canceled for God knows how many years now?
25? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost 25 years. No, 25 years almost exactly. Because 97, it's 2025.
And, like, so to me, this is nostalgia done correct. And at every literal sense, they were like this. He's like, hey, you know, we never did 97. We never finished off like the rest of X-Men. And they're like, wow, we let them on a cliffhanger. You want to bring back that Saturday morning feel for these guys, like every single day, or at least for a full day? Do you want to bring it back real quick so they could be excited? I'm in. Dude, listen. Nothing more was weird because the fact that at the time my computer was shitting out, so the screen was going really weird. And I heard the do 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 do, and I go, I didn't select X-Men as my next theme. That's weird. Also, I had Disney Plus. I'm like, yay! Oh my god!
Which
like it was Christmas.
we're going to talk about another Disney Plus series that just launched later on.
That wrong. Just swung in.
No, James, dude, you're the ones that can swing it. Just whoop, 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 whoop. Okay. Just.
Hey, at least Spider-Man released this week with no bugs.
Hey. We know that Sony's ports to the computer haven't started well. They are fixed relatively fast, but they're not started well at all. Like, they're trash. But Rob,
Hi.
please go on your wonderful rant. I should go get a newspaper and just...
This was made.
Nobody heard a thing.
Thank God this was made. I had to shout this thing over the Zoom call so it wouldn't break every listener's ears.
Dude, it sounded like you just put that thing right around your stomach. And it was like, oh, he's hungry.
Yeah, but thank God this was made. This is one of my favorite arcs of the X-Men. The Genosha conflict and the First Mutant War. I think there's been like 5 by now.
Yeah.
And here you get to see the origin stories of you know, Nightcrawler being the Pope.
Yeah, that was a little much on the episodes I went back to because I thought he was religious in the live action. Oh my god!
No, he's
I
actually an ordained priest.
I know, but a little over the top. I felt like I was going through catechism all over again
Yeah.
when I was listening to him.
But
Like every time he talked, I'd have to go, "Amen."
this is something we don't get much in Western media, though, is a soulful adaptation, almost word for word of the original, like an anime does for a manga.
Mhm.
We rarely get a comic book into a cartoon, and this is almost one for one a retelling of the comic book.
Now, you're going back to the 90s with that as well, not just with 97.
Yeah, not just with 97.
So, when you were watching this, if you were watching it in live time, right around when it was coming out, or even in syndication, um, how ecstatic were you that it was following the comics so well?
I didn't have an appreciation back then that I do now for adherence to source material.
Hence your name.
Yes, my wall name Retro Warrior. Um, but I've gained an appreciation for someone actually telling the original story and not just rehashing something new. Because now you've seen what I've read.
And not a lot of shows do that. I think you were right with the animes, with the manga kind of thing being probably the closest kind of media we've gotten. But I'm right there with you saying that X-Men, whether it's the Fox Saturday morning cartoons that ran from 92 to 97, or even when Disney Plus picked it up to continue the series, they're close. They're close enough to where you could watch one or the other, or if you're just crazy like Rob, do them both. You had
So
to
yeah,
laugh like that. Like
one
shutting
of
down
one
the
of the
computer and the fans shutting off. Oh,
yeah,
crud.
one of the best things is because this is 97,
Yep.
it's the combined universe. So you don't just get, oh, hey, it's the X-Men and that's all you get. No, you get the Starjammers. You get Iron Man. Oh, hey, there's just Captain America just helping out.
Not mutants.
So for anybody who wants to feel old here, this X-Men show was broadcasted live on Fox Kids. Fox Kids launched September 8th, 1990, and it closed September 7th of 2002. And they closed it in sections. You want to hear something really wild? This changed. Fox Kids turned into Jetix in
Yeah, I
August
remember
of
Jetix.
04, and then finally closed up in 2019.
Yep.
I remember Fox Kids. It was what was that on, like, because it was on Fox on Saturday mornings, but you can kind of catch it at certain times. What was it, UPN too? I know.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I feel so old. Like my back just cracked thinking about it. And this is the part where James just goes, "You're the youngest one out of all three of us."
I say, you feel old? Sir, I remember waking up before going to school just to catch a random off episode every now and then, all right?
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell me, where you have to wake up before going to school to see if you have school.
And we know why you have back problems right now.
Can't talk about it.
He carries the show. No wonder why.
Yes, someone
Yeah.
speaks the truth.
If I was,
Can't wait to see you, Susie.
oh shit, that's right. Hi. um,
There's the
even
other
know
reason
about
why your
this.
back would be hurting. She's coming for it.
As my phone lights up, and I'm like, ah, shit.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah.
I know where you live. I know what you did
Danger.
last summer.
I am so sorry for those mental scars you must now endure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You called in for the big guns and me and Paul showed up. So go back to 92 to 97, and I'm going to start this with James. If you could think of your favorite storyline throughout those 5 seasons, what was it?
Woof, woof.
Rob
My
is
la-
literally looking it up now because, or he's spinning a wheel of these are all my favorites. Ding! That's it.
Rob, correct me. Phoenix Saga.
Which one?
Shit, he's right. Which one was their darkest one? Because they
Um,
played around with the boundaries because they knew that Fox didn't really give a shit back then, early 90s, you know.
I think was that the Dark Phoenix saga?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because it wasn't her clone. That was
the new one.
Listen, nothing more than just being a little kid and traumatized because I was like, oh, is X-Men always this kind of in your face, kind of gritty? I'm like, I'm not used to this. And I'm like, thought this was a cartoon, thought this were kids, not grown adults. I'm like, why is it so in your face? And I'm like, not just
Ye-
with the action, but with everything they say. I'm like,
yeah, the
It-
Dark Phoenix saga where she thought she was a Victorian countess or something.
I'm sorry, you said what?
yeah,
Yeah, the original Dark Phoenix saga was weird.
schizophrenia.
You remember the Hellfire Club from fuck, was it Days of Future Past?
Yes.
No, First Class.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So they convinced Jean Grey that she is a Victorian era Duchess and is in love with this other Baron guy.
Does anybody want to, speaking of Jean Grey, does anybody want to talk about how much she moans in this series
Huh.
and then
Like that.
collapses?
I got
Yeah,
James-
like that.
James, that was so good. I actually thought you fell, like legit.
Rob knew exactly where I was going with this. I didn't.
I literally thought you just busted your butt trying to get up.
No, I thought he was pulling a Charles Xavier,
Exploding?
falling out of the chair.
Oh. For
He
me,
has a button for it.
dramatic
You would think-
collapse.
Listen, you would think it's Jean's second like mutant ability because of how many times she caught. Bro, she has iron deficiency. She needs to get that checked out. Like, you can't be an X-Men and be excommunicated because you keep passing out. Wouldn't get a concussion because you hit something. Scott, where's Jean? Like,
So for me, and cause I'm leaving Rob for last because he'll probably have the longest answer to what I asked James. It's the Days of Future Past storyline. It's what I wish, as good as the live action was, it's what I wish the live action was. Because I think it was like a 3-episode arc.
Days of
And-
Future Past?
Yeah, in the
Two.
oh, it was 2
It was
episodes.
two episodes.
But there was more detail in 44 minutes of episode than there was in a 2-hour movie.
yeah. and his hero picks were actually, made sense.
Senator becomes president and immediately turns to internment camps. And I was like, I've seen this before. So Rob, this is only from 92 to 97. We'll talk about the Disney Plus in the following question. Favorite storyline?
Okay. Favorite storyline? That's a hard one. I think Beyond Good and Evil saga. That
Give us
It
a
was a
little
four-
bit of a synopsis.
it was a 4-parter.
Was that to end the
Where-
series?
No, it was going to, and then they decided to make season 5, which I think was a mistake. But it was Apocalypse deciding to perform a psychic time heist, kidnapping every psychic on Earth and turning them into a bomb that would wipe out all of reality on the central time axis, so that Apocalypse could remake reality.
Well, that sounds a little destructive.
Yeah.
Like, ow. So yeah, let's go to 97 now. We only have the first season. Hopefully they continue making it, because while it has that 97 feel, holy cow, is it different. It's HD'd, which is great. It's wonderful. It's updated, which is great and wonderful. I love how they added Morph to the opening title card. That was nice. It was weird when Magneto said, "Come to me, my X-Men."
Yeah.
I found that kind of weird, along with Scott saying it after the first episode, or at the end of the first episode.
Yeah.
This whole first season, for me at least, didn't lose momentum from episode to episode while you were waiting for it to come out. I hated waiting for another episode, especially when they give you the first two right off the get-go. And, excuse me. And at the end of the second one, it's, why are there two... We are spoiling part of Disney Plus's 97. If you don't want to get spoiled, even though it's been out for 2 years, just under a year.
You yelled at me about this morning. Come on.
It did. If you don't want to get spoiled, skip ahead, please.
We'll see you in the future.
Now back to the future. At the end of episode 2, for Jean to just collapse into what I think it was Morph's arms coming through the door, I had no clue where that was going. Because you got to understand, I'm not like James. I'm 100% not like Rob. Rob is the encyclopedia of nerd. I got into comic books late. I always enjoyed the comic book shows. Spider-Man. Yeah, Batman, obviously, the Batman adventures. I just watched it. I didn't, hey, what's happening here? Oh, that's cool. And just brain mush back in the day. Now I'm into it. And I had no clue what the hell was going on. I was almost tempted to be like, Rob, why are there 2 of them? What's going on? I need to know now, not next Tuesday. But I think a lot of it coming back has to do with Kevin Feige. Because when they announced it, I didn't know anybody who was asking for it. And then as they were showing clips of it being made, trailers, and how it looks, everybody just went to 1 to 10 or 1 to 100. So, my favorite storyline probably has to be Nathan. That's Cable. That's Cable. Rob, would you like to talk about Disney Plus's revival of '97.
Okay, so I have a few notes here. That's just a picture of me sucking a dick. Let's just get rid of that.
This is a
I-
PG show.
No, it isn't.
Okay, PG-13. We get one F-bomb, but sexual innuendos is normally not on the board.
It's Kevin Feige's. It's fine.
My
Oh.
brother Nightcrawler, what are you doing?
Loving this show.
Oh
So-
my god, I'm crying.
I
That
I
was
had
so
to, I-
out of left field.
I had to kill AJ once.
Holy crap.
So
Rest in
I
peace,
ha-
Kevin Feige, because I've heard Rob say now he has to get good at it.
That's one more
so I did have a few problems with the show. I'll be honest. It's inconsistent animation because there were times when it looked like you were watching paper cutouts just talking.
Yeah.
And a lot of the character faces were flat, but you could see that this was essentially they were min-maxing the budget. They were putting almost nothing into the character scenes in certain places so that they could maximize the action. Which brings me to my favorite scene, Genosha. Just all of Genosha. That whole episode. James, you sent me a text, didn't you?
I think I did.
You couldn't get that song out of your head.
I was depressed for the rest of the fucking day, okay? And guess what? I had to play. I literally was like, no, I can't do this. And I had to walk away for a bit. You made a grown man weep. Thank
It hurts. It hurts so much watching it all over again.
It's like not even reading it, but physically seeing it. No one's gonna happen. It's like watching your best friend go through something and you can't stop them.
Yep. And the worst thing is, I know you read some of the comic books for this. You know what's coming after, and
Oh.
it gets so much worse. It gets so much worse.
Why?
Like, oh, you thought Genosha was bad. I'm not gonna spoil it for nobody. But
Hell has no fury.
oh. Mm.
Why is Rogue so horny? For everybody.
Because she can't get none
She got some.
from the only man she could.
And apparently
I'm
he
sorry,
can put a magnetic force field around himself that he can still feel the sensation, but he's not gonna die.
Yeah, he basically is always coated in a magnetic field. It's something that he learned to do, just like avoid getting one shot by a random dude with a bullet. And it just so happened that made him be able to groom a 14-year-old. See, it's still creepy.
For the people that are watching, I'll put it in terms that you guys know. A minor.
Just
Because James is hip.
just a reminder that these are still inherently flawed individuals.
Oh, incredibly flawed.
Yeah, dude. Like seriously.
Stanley did not hold back even back then.
You think he was writing some of this stuff down? He was just, they're gonna love this.
Just sitting at the coffee shop one day, listen to people talk. He's just, keep going on about your trauma.
Watching
All
Dr.
right,
Phil.
And now to everyone who said Magneto was right.
How fitting. They come for you too now. You put me on trial. And now they come for you as well.
That is my favorite line in this entire season. The thing that everyone realized. Magneto was right.
Sycophant. Bigot. I'm like, ooh.
And then he just pressed the off button on the planet. Which is he's done, he'll do worse, and he's done worse. There's an alternate universe where he doesn't turn off the world, he flips it.
Mhm.
He takes the world and he just flips it, which I think it sinks Africa and
So
like
so
annihilates China or something.
so Toto was right. They do bless the rains down in Africa.
That was no blessing.
But yeah, he like wiped out. He dies to the thing in the end of that one, I believe. But I mean, he'll do worse. He'll do much worse.
Just when you think, you're like, oh, he wouldn't. And he has.
He's not that bad of a guy, right? Nobody could be that bad.
What? You thought the adamantium thing was bad. Wait until he does it again.
He has that moral gray area of anti-hero and psychopath, and he loves the breakdance in between both of them so much.
So
It's just a Monday through. It's every day that ends with a Y.
He's just hitting the gritty on it.
so we've seen everything that's. You guys have seen Deadpool Wolverine, right?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Okay, cool. You know what happens to Human Torch? Has
Yeah.
Magneto done that to Logan yet?
Not to Logan.
Where he rips
No.
his adamantium skeleton out his body?
Was it Colossus? remember
No, I think. No, I'm remembering Cyclops blasting Logan's flesh off of his bones.
Because that should look painful.
Oh. I'm just glad
Um,
I didn't go in with sound effects, so that would have been definitely just because I had my headphones on.
dude, I have had the 97, well, the old theme song and the 97 theme song stuck in my head for a year and a half now. It is so catchy. I know James is going to say screw you, Saban, but you know.
Listen, Saban had some hits. He had some misses. Misty Nights of Tyrannon. You know what I'm talking about. He was a jingle man. I'll be completely real with you. Before he did anything with Power Rangers, he was a jingle man. He was damn good at his job. I just remembered all of that because you said that, because I watched the documentary and it covered like half of his era.
So, one last thing before we close everything up and have a little fun with Spider-Man. Godspeed, Spider-Man. Do you want a season 2? Does it need a season 2?
You just see how it got left off?
Yes.
Like,
Did you see how it got left off the first time? Are we going to see this come back in 25 years?
If Feige leaves this unanswered, he's going to hear a at the door, and me and him will be there with baseball bats. Like, hey, we just want to talk real quick. We're not going to hit you or anything.
You get the ball or me. Choose.
Like, hey, remember what happened to Quicksilver and Age of Ultron? Yeah, you have an option right now.
James, those sound like threats.
It's a promise. It needs to happen. Feige, I love you. These are all jokes.
It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler.
As for me, knowing what I know, because if they're going to continue on how they're doing, like a faithful adaptation of the comic books running, I need to see some of the future story arcs animated. Because to date, only the X-Men have this kind of show. I think the original Fantastic Four might have also been slightly faithful to their original animated thing,
Slightly.
but it was very loosely adaptation because it was like the 70s and they weren't that good at animating. Hanna-Barbera. What can you do? But I need, because this opens the door to other faithful comic book adaptations. I think what is it? Invincible really opened people's eyes to, hey, this format can work.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Invincible.
Thank you, Invincible. You really
Wow,
trained.
that was pretty
You
good.
really,
You both said it.
I was waiting
you
for
really trained the.
I was waiting for a title cut in.
Really trained the directors on this one, didn't you?
So,
I don't know. I feel like this era is a good era to be a comic fan or superhero fan in general. You're eating well. It doesn't matter what table you're at, unless you're at the DC table, you're starving. But I mean, like, you're eating really well. You have so many things coming out. You have so many different ways to get into stuff now. Either word of mouth, a podcast with three guys sitting here talking.
Word.
Thugonomics. I mean, like, you have so many. You have so sources, dude. It's insane. Like, if I can go back in time and tell younger me, hey, yeah, you can be able to like go on YouTube and be like, what's YouTube? Like, no, don't worry about that. You can literally watch like IE Comic Story and stuff like this. Like, I mean, I didn't think this was gonna be a possibility. This to me is impressive. All right, fuck a flying car. I get to hear about comics that I didn't get to read because I can't pick them up because they're gone.
Yeah.
That, you know, like,
And when everybody says, "Oh, you could still read them," you can go on the app and it's not the same. And I'm tired of people
It's not.
saying digital media comic books is the same or better than physical comic books, because it's not. There's a complete difference. It was like, oh, slide. Oh, what happens here? Slide. Oh, what happens here? I don't understand having that booklet of the comic. I feel it could be different, and I feel that it's more engaging. You're able to get into it better. Maybe it's because you're not watching it on a screen. And Rob's probably grabbing his handful of. Oh, I love you.
X-Force. Executioner song.
But yeah, that was us talking about X-Men. Let's talk about the new Disney Plus animated show that Rob is probably going to go watch when we get done here. Because I think you might actually like it, dude. Unless you already have.
I have watched 4.5 seasons of one show and this season of this. I need to play some video games or something, man. I don't know.
oh, no,
Do
he's got
both?
this.
Do both? Why not do both?
Com A, Com B.
Techie,
it's
no,
perfect.
this is live. We are live, dude. That's kind of why I leaned a little forward. So I stopped flashing in and out. But yeah, that new Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show, it's different. James, it's a little different, but it's good.
I'll say, do you mind if I?
Take it, pal. Take it.
All right. First off, guys, I have to say this. I fucking love that intro. Wait a minute. Did you already say the F word? No? Yes? No? Yes? No?
We've said it a couple times. You, for the most part, have said it.
Oh, well, that's not a shocker.
No.
Like,
No,
Speaking of shocker,
yeah. Oh, that thing. Oh my god. Okay. So me and Meg are sitting here watching, and I look at one of the bullies. And I go, "Wow, his colors are like shocker." Pause. Oh my god! She will stop screaming. I'm like, "Oh my god!" He run out the room. I'm gonna call it. To explain this situation, I have guessed a lot of things, either from movies or comics, about me just going, "Oh, well, this is possibly going to happen," and then just being on the money. And I just look at them and I go, I should become a fortune teller. I'm on point with this. I'm just not gonna do lottos because I suck at these things. But I'm ready. Dude, listen, I'll go in without saying anything about the first 2 episodes. Fully enjoy yourself. This is brand new. This is fresh. This is exciting, my friend. Like new bag of chips, exciting. Like brand new pair of sneakers, exciting. Brand new video game, exciting. You're gonna go in and have some at least fun. These 2 episodes got me already feeding for more. I need to say next week.
I like it when new series will give you the first 2 episodes, because the first episode is always world building, and the second episode is where you start to see a story culminating. I need the next episode.
I've never done an episode 1 that has been so 100 to 1,000.
Yeah,
Like
within 5 seconds.
messages I sent him. I was literally going, "Ah!" like really loud.
Those
because-
were very loud voice messages. Rob,
I'm sorry.
Huh?
James, I love you, but I'm in a car with Bluetooth and I see the 27 seconds. Oh, James sent me a. Oh my god! I'm driving. And just screams happen. Because what's good with Messenger now, I don't know if you guys have it. Yeah. If you have a newer phone, it'll give you the notification and it says, sent you a voice message. Oh, play. But dude, not just the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show coming out on Disney Plus. They just ported over the PlayStation 5 version of Spider-Man 2, and that came out today. Normal video game price, $60. Not bad. It's a little buggy. What PlayStation game isn't when it gets ported over to PC? They do get it fixed relatively fast, which is nice. But when I'm swinging through New York as Miles Morales, and Miles completely disappears
When I
as the
activated
camera continues, and you can hear the whoosh, 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 like we're still going. Like really. And then somebody coming out from a building is just T-posing right across my screen. They're not game breaking. I've had one crash, like actual crash, like back to desktop crash, within the first 5 minutes of starting the game, and I went right back in. Haven't had an issue since. Some frame rate drops every now and then. It's all stuff that is going to get smoothed out with a couple patches. I'm not worried. I'm
Is this your first time playing in general?
Yes. I saw the first half-hour gameplay, the first major battle to get you introduction into the game, and that was it. That was from beginning to title card.
So I've already watched multiple playthroughs because I didn't know when I was gonna get the game. So when you go to beat the game, let's have a powwow about that. I'm down to have that. So I'd love to hear your views on it.
Yeah, I kind of want to play it a little bit more. I know tonight we are jumping over to Helldivers because they basically have zombies now. But I might be jumping over to Spider-Man before bed. Just to play it a little bit more.
What the fluff do you mean they have zombies? I'm just dealing with androids. What?
So there's androids, there's bugs, and they're kind of like zombies. I forgot what they're called.
I think they're the Aeon or something.
Yeah, something like that.
That's I didn't know.
But yeah, Mr. Techie, we are a live podcast every Thursday around 7. We go live, and on Sundays we have our wrestling podcast on the channel called Wrestling with Nerds. We are currently in the X-Men portion of our series. Don't ask me what we're doing next. We kind of go by the seat of our pants. We enjoy doing fun watch-along series. We'll talk about a movie, talk about a show. And then on the wrestling show, we talk about WWE, TNA, AEW, which we try not to talk about AEW because there's nothing to talk about AEW. They suck harder than a broken vacuum.
Sir, I need you to calm down. You know they're just excited and they just can't hide it, right? They know they want to.
I still can't believe they put that as their
I
opening
can't
film.
believe that either. Oh my goodness gracious.
I can't believe they paid for the rights for that.
I almost messaged you literally with the giant caption saying "Shucky Ducky Quack Quack." What is this?
Let's not talk about Booker because I don't. Booker needs to get off the commentary table. But yeah, X-Men 97, a little bit of Spider-Man. I I, along with James, Rob, you need to go watch it. The new Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Give it a shot. It's a little different. Not trying to beat around the bush. It's different. Um, there are some recognizable voices you will hear. But yeah, enjoy it. They're half-hour episodes, and I can't wait for next week. And I think next week, as I'm looking for it, oh, here we are. Good. We've done Deadpool. We've done Deadpool 2 on the channel. So if you would like to, you can go back to our YouTube or Facebook and go watch those reviews. We did New Mutants. It is Logan next week.
Mm.
And then after Logan, it's Deadpool and Wolverine, that review. So next week, next Thursday on the channel, we will be talking about Logan, which is one of my favorite adaptations of a actual comic book that I owned. Don't know where the hell it is. You know how stuff gets shuffled out when you move? Well, unfortunately, when I moved, it got shuffled out somewhere. I loved my Old Man Logan comic. But any last thoughts on anything we talked about today, gentlemen?
If you're just getting into X-Men, take the leap, my friend. You are going to a really great story, and not just. I think most of you have heard the speech from Stan Lee where he said Marvel is also a reflection of the world that you see outside. So
Yeah.
you guys see a lot of reflection of a story of prejudice, acceptance, and like on a level that it's like perfect for younger kids. I would say 7 and up to adults. Like, trust me, X-Men have a lot of things going for them, and honestly, I don't see any other better time now than jump into it.
I feel like their animated series has something for everybody. It might not be every episode, which it's definitely not, but there is something throughout at least every season, something for everybody. Especially if you enjoy that kind of animation, you enjoy that kind of storytelling. Rob?
If you want more, if you want more animated stuff than just this, I have 2 further recommendations. And that is Wolverine and the X-Men, which is a semi-faithful adaptation of one storyline. I think it was year 1 or something like that. And a retake on the whole X-Men idea, which is X-Men Evolution, which is still one of my more favorite animated Marvel series. Which it's just the school starting out.
Ooh.
But it's modern day.
Is that what you were talking about? Like you went back and watched?
Yes. X-Men Evolution has I believe Storm and Logan and I think Beast and Xavier as the teachers, and everyone else are the students.
Okay.
So your main lineup is Jean, Scott, Kurt, Kitty, and
Like,
Spike. God, how could I forget Spike? And those are the headliners. And everyone else is almost in that age bracket, and it's really an exploration of dealing with your mutant powers in a
So
school
it's all
setting.
coming of age in a way?
Yeah, it's all coming.
Yeah.
It's all coming of age because they don't go to school at Xavier's. They go to Bellevue,
Oh.
which is a human school because everyone's still hiding their powers.
Is this on Disney Plus too?
I think it's on the Marvel site for free.
Oh. Well,
So it's also on YouTube, I believe,
okay.
for free.
So everybody, if you're interested, go check that out. I definitely am. Might be something I watch, listen to while I play Helldivers with Will, Paul, and Ethan.
It also has updated graphics because it came out in the early 2000s.
Ooh.
Okay.
So it does look good. It looks like something out of Totally Spies or something.
Thank you for dating how old I am again. I appreciate that, sir.
You're welcome.
That was Cartoon Network, right?
Yeah.
Again, ow. Why? Why, Rob? Do you enjoy inflicting pain?
Little bit.
Would it make you feel better that Rugrats came out in '89?
Wait, Rugrats as old as me?
Is it '89?
I'm 80.
Maybe it's '91.
Okay. I was like, dang.
It has to be 91 because I was watching that as a baby.
As a baby.
But yeah, I would definitely give X-Men Evolution a shout out to watch. If you're just hankering for more animated stuff, that's one of my go-tos. This will have been my 5th rewatch of it.
This is just bias because of how old we are, but I will say this until I'm blue in the face. And I know the older generation will say it with their animated shows, their cartoons. We were very much spoiled from 90 to 2005. Maybe 2010, giving it a little couple more years, with the animated shows we had. Whether it was Nickelodeon, Fox Kids, Disney, Cartoon Network, WB Kids. We were spoiled. I went back and watched Static Shock.
Oh yeah.
And I forgot how good it was. I forgot that they had a crossover with Batman.
They had a crossover with the Justice League.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you see old Static. But I think we've talked enough. I keep disappearing, so no more black hoodies, black shirts ever again. It's got to be a little bit brighter. But it's cold in here. But James, Rob, thank you once again for joining the show. Rob, wow, that's not Rob, that is James. James, as always, thank you for the cover art that you make every single episode. Once again, absolutely fantastic. And thank you everybody for tuning in, whether you are here live or on replay. Hit that like button, comment, subscribe, follow. It helps out the channel, and you get notified when we go live, which the next one will be Sunday for our Royal Rumble review and our 2K GM mode Royal Rumble. And then next Thursday, we are going to be talking about Logan. Take care, be safe, and we'll see you on the next show.
Bye.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.